Hey YouTubers, it's Valerie with Money Mindset Coach, and today I am going to talk about a decision that I have made. It's been like 9 years in the making, and I have changed my original thoughts on this, and it took a while for me to get to that point, but that is what today's video is about. If you've never been here before, I am a mother, grandmother, done a variety of things. I've done real estate, child care, I was a hairdresser. I was a hairdresser for 10 years. I've done a lot of different things. And being 66, I feel like I have some life experience behind me, and I have some mistakes that I've made, good mistakes. You learn. You just learn. So I feel like I have something to say. So if you're a regular and you come here all the time, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all of you. If you're new, consider subscribing. Give me a thumbs up. Make a comment if you want to. I would really appreciate that. Feedback is always good. But my video today is about my decision of not wanting to get married again. People who have been here before, you know that I was married for 30 years, almost 31, got a divorce. That was nothing that I ever saw coming. I never ever thought that I would ever be divorced in my whole life. That was never part of my plan, but it did happen, like it's happened to some of you. Some of you may be out there and you are a widow or a widower after a long marriage. You know, you think about it. Do you want to get married again? So these are the different things that I have come to a conclusion on. So, number one, financial considerations. Social Security and pensions. Remarrying can affect your Social Security benefits, pensions, survival benefits from a late spouse. Some of those things can change. Healthcare costs. Marriage can affect Medicaid eligibility or long-term planning. You know, those things get into that. This is a big one. This is one that was important to me. And my boyfriend, he and I have been together in July this year, it'll be 9 years. So we've been together a long time. But inheritance and estate planning, assets might automatically, if you get married again. And I was just talking to a friend of mine the other day that her mother, who is probably, I don't know, somewhere near my age, is getting married again. And she's not thinking that that's such a great thing for her mother to do for this one reason. Others probably too, but inheritance and estate planning, assets might automatically, when you get married and you get married again and say you pass away, those assets automatically will transfer to this person that you're married to, your second husband, your second wife, whatever. Not your children's mother or father. And once you're my age, if I married my boyfriend, I would not consider his kids to be my stepchildren. I think that's something that people kind of refer to in that way if they're minor children. But once you're older like me and you happen to get married again, you know, the parenting part is over. You know, you will be, oh, that's my father's wife. Or, you know, now some can refer to this person as their stepmom or the stepfather. I know people who do that. And that is their choice to do. But I think in a lot of situations, the parenting part is over. I would not be considering myself some kind of mother. I would probably be some kind of grandmother figure, which, I would love that. I would love that. And I wanted that at one point in time. But when you think of the things that you have as assets, once you are in a situation like me where you're not married anymore, yeah, I want a lot of my assets to go to my kids, not necessarily a person that I get married to, and then everything goes to them. That doesn't always work. And, when I first got with my boyfriend, when I first was single again, and I thought about it, and I thought, oh, this is going to be easy. We're not dealing with visitation, child support. We're not dealing with any of that because our kids are all grown. So I thought it would be easier. But grown children and their expectations and what they think can be completely a whole different story. And my boyfriend's, his kids, they're great. They're great. I get along with them really well. He gets along with my kids. But I know that my kids are not going to look at him as a father, as another father. They're just not going to do that. And when I die, my assets are pretty much going to go to my kids, and I know my boyfriend feels the same way. Number two, actually it's number two, maintaining independence. I live here by myself. He lives there in his house by himself. And there's a certain amount of independence because we've done that. A couple weeks ago, he referred to us as living separate lives. I don't like that. I didn't like that sound of that because I do feel like we're together. Yes, we don't live in the same house, but we do have a life together. But, I have the freedom to do pretty much what I want to do when I'm here. And I kind of like that. And when I'm not there, he has the freedom to do whatever he wants to do. There's habits, there's lifestyle, there's financial decisions. If I want to do something or buy something, he can tell me what he thinks, but he can't stop me from doing it. If I want to spend money on something, I will spend money on something. When you're married, you kind of have to make that decision together. So it kind of makes it a little easier. I think we're in a companion style relationship where, we're companions. We do things. We've gone on vacations, we hang out. We watch Yellowstone or Longmire, some of our favorite shows. There's certain things that we just do. We'll go to the gym together. We do those certain things. Number three, family dynamics. Adult children can have concerns about, like I talked about before, they can have concerns about inheritance and family assets and stuff. It can be complicated and stressful sometimes, depending, But when you have adult children, you're not throwing them together in a Brady Bunch situation. I mean, my dream when I got married was to have this big house where the kids would all leave, all get married, all have children, and they'd all come back, and we'd have these big family get-togethers. We'd be there for Christmas, That was my dream, to have all my children come back with the grandchildren and be in this big house and spend this wonderful time with me and their father. That was a dream. With my boyfriend, I would have loved it if we could have maybe gotten married, had the house, gotten the kids all together. But you know what? They're kind of thrown together because we have a relationship together. That's not their choice. Even, minor children. their mother or their father gets married again, and all of a sudden you have stepbrothers or stepsisters, and then eventually you maybe have a half brother or half sister, which I don't like steps, I don't like halves, I just say sisters and brothers. But you know what, they didn't have a choice in that. And I mean, even when you have your own children, your kids don't have a choice of how many children you have. That is a choice you make. Whether you have boys or girls, that's not a decision that we even make. So you don't know. You really don't know. And every child does change the dynamic of the family. It truly does. But I would say, there's legal and logistical hassles. Marriage can come with legal entanglements, shared debt liability, medical decision authority. Now that is something we have talked about, because I didn't want him to go into the hospital and me have no say in what happens. Well, you can do a power of attorney. We're thinking about doing that, where he is on a power of attorney with one of his children. I have thought about doing the same thing, and then there's emotional and practical reasons. Some people have fulfilling first marriages. I really admire those people who were married that one and only time, and their marriage was so awesome and so wonderful that they just don't think they could ever replicate that. It would be too hard. They had that wonderful marriage, that wonderful love. They didn't feel the desire to ever do that again. It was one and done, and they're very happy with that. I admire those people. I tend to like to have somebody in my life. I like a romantic relationship. I like the companionship of a man. I like having somebody who holds my hand, who puts their arm around me, who is there, who is protective, who helps me. I love all that. And I did love being a wife. I loved having a husband. But there are these other things to consider. Alternate companionship. Many opt for long-term partnerships, which is kind of what we have. Travel companions, or even cohabitation without marriage, which we will eventually do. I don't know when that's going to happen, but that eventually will happen. And there's a whole cohabitation agreement thing that you can have made up that's a legal thing that kind of talks about what we do in this situation, what we do in that situation. That's never a bad thing. So that's just something that I kind of heard the other day, and it kind of made my decision, because I have been wrestling with this for a long time. Wrestling. I can't tell you how much I have wrestled. But I have to get to work now, so I will hope to see you in the next video. Like I always say, use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. Till next time, bye.